moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show. It is so wonderful to be here with you this morning, folks. I am Candace Jackson, and let me first apologize for the late start in our show this morning. It was unavoidable, but here we are and we're ready to go. So we're going to get started this morning straight off the bat with some news. Of course, today is Tuesday, the 26th of September, 2023. Now, Miss Carol Lanbridge James, the former president Tourism Association, was honored with the Hummingbird Medal Silver for contributing to Tobago's tourism sector at Sunday's National Awards ceremony. With over 30 years in the industry, Birchwood James has been a vocal advocate on critical issues, including inter-island transport disruptions and the COVID-19 impact. Birchwood James served as an association president from 2007 to 2011. Vice President from 2011 to 2023, and was involved in several tourism committees. Also receiving awards was the owner of Radio Tambourine, George Leacup. He was awarded the Draconia Medal Silver for his contributions to sport and media. Retired public servant Enid Farine was also awarded a Gold Public Service Medal for her dedication throughout her career. And next up, St. Andrew's Anglican Primary School opened this morning after being closed for several weeks due to health and safety concerns stemming from a rat infestation and other infrastructural issues. According to a press release from the Division of Education, Research and Technology, comprehensive measures recommended by public health officers and OSHA were taken to ensure the health and well-being of the staff and students. And finally, the Ministry of National Security has announced that the second tranche of approved ministers' permits for registered Venezuelans will be available for collection starting from today. Approved permit numbers can be found at the ministry's website and social media pages. The permits will be issued from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the ministry's enforcement unit in Port of Spain. Registered migrants must bring their registration card for updates and identification. Further approval, notifications, and collection periods will be communicated to the Venezuelans. All right, now that was your news in 90 seconds.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Yes, welcome back. And now we're going straight into our birthdays this morning because, yes, we can't forget our birthdays. And I know we have quite a few of them. So, getting into the birthdays now.
This is your birthday shoutouts on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
All right, so first up on our list, I'm not too sure actually. Okay, first up on our list, we have Felicia Davidson, and she is 22 years old today. So a special happy birthday to her from Tobago Updates. And of course, next we have Carice Nelson, who is celebrating her birthday today. A special happy birthday to you, Carice, and continue being that little beacon of light. Next, we have Miss Fanta Carrington. So, very special happy birthday to you, Miss Carrington, and hope you enjoy your day. And next up, we have little Miss Jada Walker, who is 5 years old today. A very, very happy and special happy birthday to you, Jada. Hope you have a very wonderful day. And next on our list, we have 8-year-old Ronique Walker. Hopefully I got that name correct. Ronique Walker, happy birthday to you. And coming from Daddy Ronald, and the baby sister Amelia. Okay, I think that was for Ronique going before. And now we have Miss Simone Reed Rogers, who is celebrating her birthday today as well. So a special happy birthday to you, Simone.
Birthday shoutouts on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Welcome back to welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. Yes, viewers, we are getting straight on into our first guest for this morning, who is Miss Natisha Charles Banton, and of course the Secretary of the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. So a special good morning and welcome to you.
A special good morning to you, Candice. A special good morning to Tobago and all the wonderful people celebrating their birthdays today.
Yes, certainly. So now getting straight into our conversation for this morning, we're dealing with TADCO and the new direction and what's been happening. So last week the news broke that over 50 employees with the contracts are coming to an end, and they are now have to reapply for their positions. And as the secretary of that division that of where TADCO falls under, what is your view on the whole matter? And is this a decision that came up to you earlier on in the game? What can you share with us?
Okay, so we'll have to go back to the history of TADCO, and that's why a board is in place, good corporate governance, right? And they have been looking at all the issues that TADCO has been facing, and also taking into consideration the history of TADCO. And TADCO is really a new company, right? There were three companies. There was the fish company, which was FIPCOT, the cassava company, which was TCPL, and Tico Suave, right? So what they did, based on the report forwarded by Godwin Richardson in 2020, where it outlined that there was about a 7 million net loss among all the companies, right? They decided to close the companies and form a new company. And in doing so, they would have given new contracts, new positions to persons from these companies under TADCO. So if it was said that their service was not preserved, their service came to an end after the companies closed, this TADCO is a new company with new positions, yeah? And all the contracts started at the same time, and all the contracts are finishing the same time. And this is a company, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So where does this leave now the employees? Mm-hmm. And have you been in any conversation with them? Because I know a lot of them right now are very worried, mm-hmm. and a lot of them, it's going to, the process to be re-engaged is going to take 2 months, and they are not sure if they will. There's no guarantee that they'll be taken back on board.
All right. So what I can say is that after the HR audit was done, a lot of the workers would be contributing based on their skill set, right? They can contribute to the growing of the company. Yeah. So this is normal. I've been, in contract employment as well, that you apply, but the good thing is they will have an opportunity to apply for new positions, having the skill set that is required, yeah? And I'll tell you something, if you're paying attention, you will see a lot of the persons are working very hard. A lot of persons would have pursued further education, yeah? And then we would have met persons there who, the report would have outlined that their portfolios are very key portfolios. So if you're looking at an accountant with one subject, for example, and they don't have the necessary skills, then that would have kept back the accounting section. Yeah, you have situations where the supervisors are being paid less than the staff. Yeah, so it's an opportunity to be realigned into the position that you're qualified for, and of course, experience will be considered. Yeah, so I'm not particularly worried because the direction the THA is going to take is one where we will have a lot of opportunities for people, not only in TADCO, but in the THA as a whole. So I am not worried by it. I spoke to some, I mean, some will be worried, I don't know, individual circumstances, but there are those that I spoke to as well that, they're excited about the opportunities, the realignment, they finally getting an opportunity to function in the portfolios that they should have been in. So you're getting that feedback. But I would encourage persons, especially if they understand the direction of the entire division and its companies, don't get disenchanted. I see no reason why. If you have the experience, yeah, and you have the qualifications, yeah, why get disenchanted? Yeah, you've seen where TADCO, they're going even further to capitalize on opportunities out there. We had an all fours competition right yesterday, and I mentioned that this morning to clear up any mischief in this space.
Yes, because we had the allegation that kept being thrown at TADCO because people said that TADCO was the one hosting it, giving out hundreds of thousands of dollars in prizes for all fours tournament when they're sending home workers.
Yes. Well, let me first say, right, that the Shore Park Food Hub is a space that is available for rent. You can host almost anything at the food hub. Yeah. So the All Fours competition, a promoter paid TADCO $15,000 to host one of the largest All Fours tournament in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, so persons came from Canada, persons came from the United States, from UK to participate in this event. The registration was $5,000 per team, and that contributed to the prize pool. And I'll tell you something, my father was an all fours player, a boss all fours player, right? I can play all fours as well. Right? Sometimes he will bring them groceries because they would have won all fours tournament. And if anybody in this space knows, Tobagonians love all fours. If you are familiar with all fours, you will know all fours always pays for itself. So the prize money came from the prize pool. So you have to be careful about the mischief. And I'll tell you something, the opposition is just doing his work, their work. But I know that all fours always pays for itself. So the prize pool is a contribution from all the teams. Yeah,
and, I mean, it was organized. It was not organized by TADCO.
No, it was not organized by TADCO. It was organized by a promoter. But I'll tell you something. You know who benefited from this entire thing? TADCO got the $15,000. We had vendors selling their food, right? We had all sorts of delicacies there. We had people renting cars, people stayed in guest houses. Somebody told me the guest house fully booked out. So, it was, beneficial to a lot of stakeholders. And that is why I'm happy for the All Fours event. And let me say congratulations to TADCO again for, seeking out those opportunities where you can explore the talents of Tobagonians. All Fours in every village probably have an All Fours team. Yeah. So please do not let people stigmatize your talents. Someone win one team won $100,000. I saw them kissing up their own money, right? So no money was spent, but TADCO benefited the $15,000 from the event.
All right. So now coming back home to the situation with trying to figure out this new direction for TADCO, and then how the employees are going to fit into that.
Right.
Can you address that?
Of course.
That a little bit
So
more?
the new direction of TADCO would be to make a profit, right? We will be focusing on gradually focusing on marketing more local products from agro-processors, from farmers. But we have been building capacity through training. So that has started already, right? And we have a global focus. So it's not that we're building capacity and then just supplying Tobago. We want in an event of an emergency, just like how we were able to provide chicken and other types of meats when the cabotage stopped functioning, right? We want to be able to supply meat to the Caribbean, to Trinidad, in an event of an emergency. So we have a global focus. So the direction is to make a profit. So if you know, these things that you're experiencing, for example, sabotage of the equipment, you have people using company templates and adjusting it and sending out. And I'll tell you something, you know, you don't really have to be worried about if, you know, persons they have the right conduct and mentality for a position. Because if you are working in a company and you're using the company's resources to adjust figures, look, for example, something circulating in the space, some Trinidad company, they're renting 9,512 square foot of space. If you know basic mathematics, that is about 2 lots. There is no dry storage space in TADCO that is the size of 2 lots down there, right? I encourage the media to go down there, pay a visit to TADCO's compound, and you'll see that's ridiculous. Yeah?
So are you trying to say that the
Yes.
documents that were presented by the
Yes.
PNM are false?
Yeah, people using the templates and just creating, and that speaks to what is happening inside the company. Yeah. So if you're utilizing the resources to make that mischief, then something is clearly wrong. Yeah. That company is renting 2 spaces, right? One space is about 880 square foot, and the next space 1,162 square foot, thereabout. Yeah. And you know, that doesn't even add up to a lot. So to say that is 9,005, there is no space in TADCO, no dry storage space the size of 2 lots. That's ridiculous. Yeah. So definitely you see some realignment need to happen. You see that the company need to focus on certain things. Yeah.
So okay, and I mean, I want to spend a little time on that issue because I mean, we have these documents going out there claiming that TADCO is perhaps not being good stewards of the money, right? Or not good stewards of the space that we have, and alleging some corruption and things like that in there.
But if you are accusing, that means you are accusing yourself, because you are the one in control of the templates and other things inside. So how could you accuse TADCO is the entity? You know, you are inside the company. So
would this person that you believe did this, would that person face disciplinary action? Right.
So that is why our board is in place. I you know, I'm the one to receive the reports and give guidance and set the policy. Yeah. But of course, the policy would treat with issues like that. Yeah. Right. So, but you can't have that. And so it speaks to your, you know, integrity. Even if you work in the bank and you utilize, you know, the bank's resources to do something like that, that's a serious thing. Yeah. So, and even people submitting documents, you need to submit the right documents. Turning away people from, you know, saying that we don't have stocks, you know, that the fish isn't available, or you have 30,000 spoiling. I mean, if you care about your job, right, you care about service to the people, why would you do that? Yeah.
Is there any truth to those claims that there's meat spoiling?
No, absolutely not. Right. Whenever, well, and that's the thing. And maybe we should transition a bit into that. Now, Mr. James, he was speaking about that. And, you know, at some point we had a conversation, and he was saying to me that the CEO should be responsible for, you know, disposal of goods. And I was saying to him, no, that should not be determined by an individual. And, you know, he made reference to his business. You know, I guess he determines whether or not something is hard or moldy. But I said that is the wrong procedure, right? When you're dealing with a public body and you're talking about feeding Tobagonians and people, you need an independent assessment of goods, yeah? So in any grocery, in any business, you always have an independent assessment. But those figures being peddled around, that is ridiculous, yeah? Right? Public health is the entity to do that. and not the CEO or any individual.
So, okay, I mean, focusing back on this new direction of TADCO,
Yes.
what exactly is this new direction about?
Yes, it'll be more focused on productivity, increased productivity, and of course, profit. It was created for profit, as a matter of fact. You couldn't, I don't see the sense and anyone in the Tobago space of forming another division, an alternate division, right? The division is focused on serving all stakeholders across the space. It is not meant for profit, it's to increase capacity. The companies were formed to make a profit. So having the capital of paradise not functioning, not engaging in initiatives that could be down to creating employment, and not employment in the company alone, but employment on the ground itself. So importing the foreign chicken makes no sense. If you have 60 farmers who are now employed because TADCO, they are taking the chicken, then why would you come on air and disrupt those 60 farmers when we have a mandate, right, to increase capacity of the 60 farmers to feed Tobago and beyond, right? If you want to personally import your own chicken, go ahead. But Mr. James is one of our customers and he buys most of the chicken, so I don't understand. Why would you do that, one businessman to the other? Yeah? And if you want the company to thrive, you would want the company to be successful. I don't want to hear anything about firing anybody or shutting down the company, right? The company, it needs an opportunity to make money, and it can. It has been proven that the capital of paradise can bring in fish and by catch, right, in order to support the company's projects, right? It has been proven that the poultry contract farm initiative, it's working. It's a pilot, as a matter of fact, and a pilot that we appreciate, because in the mega farming project, remember there's a difference. We're not doing no monoculture over massive, right? We're going to hand contracts to farmers to produce particular good produce, yeah?
And I'm going to stick a pin right there because this is something that we could dive more into when we come back after the break.
Yes.
So we're going to have to go to a break now. So viewers, please don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Tobago, get ready to venture into the unknown. Mighty Crush Entertainment presents Dream the Phantasm. Join us on September 30th, 2023 from 11 p.m. to experience your newest reality at the Shore Park Complex, Tobago. And the best part, you can get your tickets now at Lust Restaurant and Lounge, Gulf City Lowlands, Jade Monkey Bar, Pablo's Supermarket, Barcode, Spade, Stumpy Complex Canaan, or online at etix.com and islandetickets.com. Mighty Crush Hotline 755-7874 on September 30th at the Shore Park Complex, Tobago. Dream the Phantasm.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are continuing our conversations this morning with the Secretary of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment, and Sustainable Development, Ms. Natisha Charles Panton. So before we went to the break, we were speaking quite a little bit about the chicken initiative. And we had some claims. We have a lot of claims going around in the space as to how this is working and so on. Now, some people are saying that the chicken is too expensive when you compare to that from Trinidad. And I want you to address that issue a little bit.
Well, I'm happy that a lot of people messaged me after that ridiculous claim. and ask me where in Tobago you could get 4 whole chickens for $120, right? And I couldn't answer. So whoever said that, they need to provide the information, right? Right now, and the sale has been ongoing because we wanted to cater for, people and the children going out to school, and they want to be able to provide some cheaper alternatives in terms of protein, So we call the sale not only for the chickens but other livestock. So you can go down to TADCO and you will get amazing deals. Yeah.
Is this is this the going to be normal price going forward, or what is the normal price?
Well, I'll tell you something. You see, volume, and that's why we want to do the mega farming project. Now, if you have one banana tree, and you carry a bunch of banana to the market, you would make some money, yes, yeah. But if you're producing large amounts, right, then the price will go down, right? And that's simple, yeah. So that is why we want volume, and we have to train farmers on price, yeah. So the more you produce, the more the price would go down, yeah. But $120 for 4 whole chickens, that is a steal of a deal, yeah. So we want more persons to come on board with the project, and not only that, right? We're going to do mixed crops. We're going to do livestock. We're actually trying to find the markets for lamb, right? And we're going to have a lamb festival because we know traditionally people don't really buy lamb in Tobago. So once we have the markets, then we will be, tailoring all the projects in the very same way as the Poultry Contract Farm Initiative.
Now, I mean, I'm just going to stick out another pin there, right? So when you engaged in this pilot project, a lot of people were of the opinion that it's supposed to generate profit for TADCO, but it's. Can you explain really then what is it the goal? Is it to generate profit for TADCO, or is it for to get the farmers started?
Right. So the way it goes, you have to. It isn't something instant. This is business. You have to make an investment first. You have to make an investment into the farmers, yeah? And then you train them. And then the price is adjusted in going forward, yeah? So we started out by giving them 100 chickens and then 500, right? In most cases, we started people with 500. Then we moved to 3,000, 5,000, right? And as you increase, the price goes down, right? So the more chickens you rear, the more you get as a how to put it. So we gave them the chicks and the feed for free, yeah, and we worked out the maths, yeah, so that when we get them to 20 and 30,000 chickens per month, then they will benefit and the company will benefit, yeah. So I want when you interview others on TADCO board, they will go in depth into everything and show you how the pricing works. Yeah, but the idea is to increase the volume, and with volume, the price decreases. So everything is worked out. The feed, the medication, everything is worked out already in the arrangement. Yeah. So the farmer benefit and TADCO also benefit, because TADCO cannot continue along the line where it only just provides capacity building and all of that. That is the function of the division. The company has to get to a point where it increases its cash flow so that it can pay its workers, do maintenance on the company, and also, invest in other lucrative projects, right? So that is why we have the capital of paradise. Give us 2 more vessels and you will see. Yeah, give us a bigger vessel and we'll go from the Atlantic to the Pacific, where we could move from yellowfin to bluefin. Yeah, the yellowfin is about 14, 15 US per pound, but if you catch the bluefin tuna, it will increase, significantly, right? Way in thousands. Yeah, you're bringing further thousands per pound. So I'm saying, to the Tobagonians, and this is not only for TADCO, eh? When you listen to business people in order for them to pay you, the company has to have the cash flow. You cannot destroy the company that is paying you by not working, by not selling, by not that the maths don't add up. Right. Yeah, you are the brainchild in any company, right, or anywhere you work in. Even if you're opening your own business, you wouldn't want it to be unsuccessful because you would have to pay your staff and all of that. Yeah, so the pilot projects are to see how to ensure that we have the technical side down, yeah, and also to work on pricing. So if you remember, I think we would have worked on adjusting the prices for storage, yeah, and it was not a instant increase because they worked with the stakeholders and said, look, the price will range. Right now, we can't afford to pay the light bill, you know, right. And so it was a gradual. They presented the information, and then it was, you know, we're gonna see gradual over years, right? But I think it's either 2 increases, so they're not indefinite, you know, increases, yeah. But they negotiated and came up with, you know, something that was reasonable, and that is what a business is about. If you're not interested in business, right, then the division is there. Right, and the division just provides general support. I'm not going to say that I don't expect the same work ethic. I'm not saying that, right? But when you're in a company, everything that you do affects the company.
Now, I mean, I also want to address the grade of the chickens. Yes. So, a lot of businesses, a lot of restaurants would like a certain type of chicken size, etc., for what they use in their restaurants. And this is why, like, a lot of them turn to the popular international brand,
right, Tyson and other.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you something.
So, are we aiming to produce chickens that are comparable?
Right, and I'll tell you something. Now, I'm not into TADCO's business where I see everything day to day, so you know you have further questions to ask, right? But I can tell you this. When that Cabo Star stopped working, right, we had a lot of those franchises inquiring, and I remember our first order, right? They were so excited, they called, they said, oh, this franchise ordering 1,800 a day, you know, so, you know, you got that buy-in, and they have continued, yeah? So I believe that it is possible. We're testing the market. We have tested the market. I have tested the chicken. I currently have 8 in my fridge. I purchased it. It wasn't given to me for free. So I supported some farmer out there, right? And my families, they all, you know, supported during the sale. And even my mom, she said to me, look, I made a pilau and the chicken tasty, you don't have a set of fat on it like the Tyson. So you're getting good reviews, yeah? And as I said, Mr. James, he's one of our customers as well. So...
Well, he's denying right now that he is a customer.
Yes, he's a customer. Right. He is a customer. And I'll tell you something, Now, Dr. Vanus James, I know he has been in this space sharing his views and some controversial as well. But whenever he comes to visit me, he brings his ideas. We settle on things. I would open up opportunities for him to contribute in the division for free as well. Yeah. And I remember one time he came back to me when we were treating with the research unit, and he said, you know, and then he looked at my division in terms of funding, and he said, Secretary, you don't have enough money to fund certain aspects of this. And then he brought on Shell, who is currently doing a study in Tobago. And he said, through Shell, you would have access to the information. So I was able to liaise with Dr. Potts and everyone to ensure that, you know, we manage with data, right? Now, I'm very amicable, decorum on point. Mr. Jerry McFarlane, he came as well. He presented his proposals. He brought, in some instances, different stakeholders with him to share, to confirm that he has the buy-in from stakeholders. And right now we are working on a project. We have another one to work on as funding permits. But we have been working together, because as I said, once you're competent and you're willing, we embrace you, right? But Mr. James he looked for me. He brought an executive council note the day before and tell me take it to executive council. And listen, you see, that is not how I would like to operate. I like to flesh things out. Now, while you might have an excellent, an excellent recommendation, I must bring on board the technical officers and the stakeholders, the relevant stakeholders, and then we build out, build it out, right? He made a proposal about working with ADB and then converting, making the division more of a lending agency where the division is like a guarantor or something like that. But the same challenges that the stakeholders facing with ADB and all the other lending agencies, we have to address those challenges, right? Because if you have 3,000 people coming for loans wherever, right, we still have to address that reason of why aren't they able to pay back the loans, yeah? And that is why we are going to launch the Agribusiness Center. We're working with all those financial institutions, and we're going to build out an Agribusiness Center, right, at the division, so that if you're into commercial farming, we're going to train you, right, give you the capacity in order to qualify you for grants and all, beside loans, grants, incentives, whatever you want to access, so that you no longer have to fish and where I could get this, where I have to get that.
Right.
Everything would be brought into one space.
And then coming back down now to the issue at hand that we have with the employees and so on.
Yes.
A lot of them are threatening industrial action.
Yes.
Are you certain that TADCO can stand up on the decisions that it made,
right,
legally?
Well, I cannot. Coming back to that, yes, I was getting lost. Yes. But I just wanted to make the point. I want to finish it because I think it is important. Yeah. I want to do things in a way that, everyone is involved, not just come to me and I do what you want me to do, right? They're technical officers, they're trained in different things, excellent. You have the stakeholders, they would have their requests as well, so we need to work together, right? In terms of industrial action, I don't want to say that we could stand up and all of that. The contracts are just coming to an end, right? A lot of the times people think beyond, they're fearful of things to come, right? If that is the avenue that the persons wish to take, they are free to. This is a free country, right? But I don't see anything necessary along those lines, right? And it would be unreasonable for me to also say that I expect that this could happen and that no, right? The contracts came to an end and they just have to reapply. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's where we're going to have to leave the conversation here this morning. I want to thank you, Mr. Tisha Charles Panton, for being on with us and for sharing those perspectives, especially on this very sensitive TADCO issue. And I'm guessing we might have to have you back a little bit more in the future.
And that is fine, right?
Yes.
My thing is, people worry a lot in advance, but I'm saying don't worry, right? If you're out there and you're hearing me, right? It's unfair if you have your master's in accounting and you're not getting compensated for it. But someone else with no qualifications at all, they're getting very high prices, salaries, right? So there must be some fairness in the system. And of course, experience will be considered as well, right? But I see no reason to worry. We have so many things to build out in this division. I'm hoping that we have enough people that that could take everybody in the times to come. Yeah.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much. And viewers, please don't go anywhere because we got a lot more coming up for you after the break.
Crown Point Electoral District. It's your turn. The THA Executive Council is coming to meet with you as we continue our District Town Hall meeting series.
Canaan, Bonaccord and environs come out that we can know definitely what is happening in our community.
Make sure you all come out and air all your views.
We invite you to come out in your numbers at the Canaan Bonaccord Community Center on Tuesday, 26 September at 6:30 p.m. as the Executive Council members give updates on existing and upcoming programs and projects. You also get the opportunity to share your concerns and ask questions. So, join us from 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 26 September at the Canaan Bonaccord Community Center for the Executive Council's District Town Hall meeting. People of Bonaccord, including Bonaccord Development, Milford Court, Crown Point and Storbay Local Road. This meeting is for you. Remember, your voice matters.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. Yes, viewers, we are here with you again this morning. And this morning we are being joined by Sergeant Joseph Jordan from the TTPS. So I'm going to get straight into it. So special good morning and welcome to you. How are you doing?
Good morning to you. Good morning to your viewing and listening audience. Good morning to Tobago and by extension Trinidad. I am doing well. Thanks for having me here today.
All right, great to have you. Now, first of all, there was some, let me get into some of the updates. There was some reports of a shooting, think around Canby on Saturday night. What can you share with us about that incident?
All right, so that I will go through my usual statistical update and I will then touch on that. All right, so as per usual, so we're looking at our serious report crimes, our comparative period, January 1st to September 16, and the 2 years we are comparing, 2022 versus 2023. So in 2022, we would have recorded 525 SRCs with a detection rate of 44%. Whilst in 2023, for that same period, we would have recorded 379 SRCs at a detection rate of 35%. We are seeing some, over the few months or during this year, we have seen a constant increase in our detection rate. However, as compared to last year, it's still lower than last year figure. Additionally, our property crimes, which will also lead to our main topic this morning, our property crimes are increasing. We would have had a 10% increase in property crime, in particular break-ins. Despite our serious report crimes or SRCs being reduced by 9%, the break-ins has increased by 10%. So for example, so for the period, when we compare the both period between last year and this year, we would have observed in 2022, we recorded 66 break-ins, whilst this year we have recorded 96. So there are some issues as relates to property crime, and we are doing our best in order to manage and to ensure that persons secure their homes properly. Right, in relation to the events of last week, yes, we had a report of loud explosions being heard at Canby number 1. Persons would have made contact with the police, and the police did respond. However, no spent shell or anything of that nature was discovered. No one was hurt, but investigations are ongoing in case of if it might have been a hoax, but we responded to that. Additionally, last week, the Divisional Task Force, as well as the K9 unit, they would have done an exercise on the port and recovered marijuana to the tune of $432,000 Trinidad and Tobago dollars, which equated to the 2 kilograms of marijuana So as someone has been held in relation to that, 35-year-old male from Barataria, Port of Spain, Trinidad, and that investigation is going on. So person charges would be laid accordingly. So.
And I mean, can you give us a little bit more context? Like, how was this discovered in a vehicle?
Yes, that was discovered in a vehicle coming off the port. So due to some information that the police would have received working with the port and other agencies, they were able to discover that drug that was concealed within the vehicle as a result of the smell as well. That would have also drawn the attention to the police and the port. So we want to congratulate the Tobago Task Force, Divisional Task Force, and the K9 Unit, and all the other stakeholders in bringing that perpetrator or that shipment to the island. Additionally, over the weekend, which would have been the Republic Day weekend, the division had a number of roadblock exercises and street exercises where we are constantly on the street to ensure that we keep our perimeter, our roadways, our citizens safe. And so we continue to do those activities, and which would also lead up to the Tobago Carnival. So there'll be an increase in police officers on police presence, and we want to ensure that our visitors remain safe while they are here, and those who are here, they can enjoy whatever is offered to the island in a safe manner.
Okay, and I mean, and just staying on the drug fine at the Port Authority, just a little bit. How many how many of those discoveries have been made so far for this year in terms of drug fines or ammunition coming in through the port?
All right, I don't have the exact statistics as relates to that, but we would have had over incidents of over 5 cases where persons would have been held on the port bringing in drugs. As relates to the fines of ammunition, we would have recorded approximately 14 firearms for the year thus far, and we continue to do so with the assistance of information and the public sharing such information with us. So that is where we are with those figures so far.
All right, great. And how was the weekend in general? I mean, it was a Republic Day weekend. I know there was a couple accidents over the weekend and so on, but you know,
yes, generally the Republic Day weekend was safe. We had some little trivial road traffic accidents. The activities would have centered around the Roxborough district where they had the parade. Then they would have had the boat regatta and the Tona cultural show that would have led into the fireworks. So we didn't have any serious reports or any major reports happening. So we want to congratulate the population, the citizens, the participants for ensuring that it was a safe space and a safe time so that persons can enjoy their Republic Day holiday.
And now moving on to the topic of hand today, and that has to do with the home invasions.
Right.
We're seeing a rise in home invasions, unfortunately. Could you first of all give us an idea of what is the what are the most common things that you're noticing with these cases?
Right. So the term home invasion, and I must make it clear, we don't have any law or any term that describe home invasion. However, a home invasion can be defined as a burglary, a house break-in and larceny, persons breaking into a home to commit an arrestable offense. Those are some of the legal terms that would address a home invasion. And basically, it suggests that someone is invading your privacy or your secured environment. And your home does not only include that house, but the perimeter of your home. So yes, we have had some increase in that, and as a result of that, on the more serious side of it, where murders would have been committed, because persons would have broken into people's home, whether they are confronted or it might have been a direct attack on someone's life. Those are some of the categories that we are now quote unquote home invasions, but these are serious offenses, and they of course create or instill fear in persons. So on the topic today, we want to speak about how you can prevent or minimize home invasions or persons bandits enter in your home. And the first step is evaluating your environment. You need to walk around your property, whether it be residential or commercial, to see what is taking place within your spectrum. Pretend to be a bandit. It might sound comical, but that is the realistic view. Look at the windows, look at your doors. See if you can enter them without your keys. By doing that, you are identifying the weaknesses and the strengths of your environment. And it helps in protecting you. And that is only on the outside. If you have fencing helps rather than have an open property, because it is the first line of defense for your home. Fence with a gate, ensuring that your yard is clean, the shrubs are kept short, so you can have a clear visual as to what takes place within your home. So those are some of the simple things that you can look at. Your doors. Ensure that you have proper doors, secure doors. Ensure that your doors and your windows are locked, especially when you are not home. And even if you are home, you should have your doors secured, because there is the invasion where that can take place while you are there, as well as somebody breaking in when you are not there. And as we speak about not being there, the aspect of your routine, your movement. We know a lot of people like to put things on social media. Are here, are outside. Sometimes you outside, but somebody in your house. So you avoid place indicating where you are, especially on social media. And that can also be aided with the help of a neighbor. If you are not home, live good with your neighbor, so that your neighbor can throw an eye, as we often say, on your home. They can be able to take a look, pick up your mails, these things. Let it appear that you are home, especially if you're on vacation. So in addition to just your neighbor, form neighborhood watch groups. So those things can assist in protecting your home.
All right, and we're just going to have to stick a pin right there, because we just got to go for a quick break. But don't worry, folks, we're not done with Sergeant Jordan yet. We've got some more time. So please don't go anywhere, and we'll be back after this break.
Inner Health, number 13B, Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience, offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Summerama, real steam for the summer standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy standard. What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more. Standards of what is searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beating on quality and price. It's nice.
But this place so boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are continuing our conversation this morning with Sergeant Joseph Jordan of the TTPS. And of course, we are talking about home invasions and what you, the public, can do to protect yourself a little bit more, especially in that peaceful environment that you're supposed to have. I mean, the thing that we all, use to escape from.
Well, and certainly your home's supposed to be your paradise, your safe zone, right? And in ensuring that you keep it that way, you as the individual have to ensure that you put the necessary measures in place. So in a summary, secure your premises by fencing. Do not leave items that will attract the onlooker in your yard. The common brush cutter, tools. Persons could just simply walk into your yard, sometimes jump your fence and take up stuff in your yard. It means that they have already breached one aspect of your environment, your secure environment. So look at your windows. You walk around your premises, look through your windows to see if you can see anything. And that in itself is a form of securing your environment. The CCTV camera system would always work. Having an alarm system in case any intruder breaches that your perimeters, that would also assist. Do what you think, use common sense approach. Do what you think is best for you whilst you are at home. As I said earlier, think like a bandit. Lighting deters persons from entering your premises. Use dusk to dawn lights. You can also use the sensor monitoring lights. Use what is necessary to prevent yourself from being a target. And finally, I would want to say, be your neighbor's keeper.
Most
Live
important.
good with your neighbor, and you can also find or develop rather neighborhood watch groups, and that would help in securing an environment in which you live.
And does the police offer any sort of advice when it comes to establishing a watch group, a neighborhood watch group, that sort of thing?
Certainly, and it's something that we often encourage, forming neighborhood watch groups. And there are things like contact numbers for your neighbors, persons along the street. Some people use things like bullhorns or alarms, so you can alert persons who may come into your environment. If you see a strange car within the streets, you can call one another to see, well, okay, I saw this car came and stopped at your premises. Are you expecting anybody? Having conversation, communicating with your neighbors can go a long way, and it can also prevent crimes from happening within a community or an environment.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sergeant Jordan, for
You're
being
welcome.
on with us faithfully every week. We
Thank you.
certainly enjoy these conversations every
Thank-
morning. Well, not every morning, every week with you to get more acquainted, and hopefully the public is listening. And of course, I want to encourage you out there to continue to reach out to the police whenever you have an issue, whenever you have information, because that's the only way that our police officers can solve the crimes. If you, the public, reach out with your information, and he just shared with you all the different ways that you can reach out. So please do so. All right.
And thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Enjoy your day.
All right, great. Well, viewers, we're not quite done yet. We're now just going to move over into a segment, a central entertainment segment with Will I Am.
Welcome back to Entertainment Central and Tobago Updates, Carnival Edition. Entertainment Central is all about taking you behind the scenes of what is happening in Tobago in the entertainment industry. And we're in Carnival period, and October Carnival is the 27th to 29th. And we want to get behind the scenes. And one of the major parts of any carnival is music. So I hear about my boy Tone, Baby Tone Studios. Look in the corner there. And we are speaking to Isaiah. What's up, Isaiah? How things?
Hey man, everything cool, always, as usual.
Congratulations, I saw you in a news story, I think sometime last week. Congratulations on your award.
Yeah, well, after plays, plenty work.
All right.
Congrats. Yeah.
Congratulations to you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
So, Carnival, Tobago Carnival, second year.
Second year.
Last year. How was it for you last year?
Last year, I would say it was a learning curve, right? And based on what happened last year, it gave us a whole different temperament in terms of us as a production house, which is Babyton Production, Isaiah, to move forward with this carnival in a different manner. Because last year we did a song called Tobago in October. It was the only Tobago produced song that was about carnival in October. You know, we thought somewhere along the line it would have been used as the theme song, but it wasn't. And it wasn't really a problem. But this year we decided, look, we recorded early and we out in the gates early. So we have released our song since the end of August, the first song that is, because we have a couple other songs to head towards carnival.
So I want to drill down a little bit, because one of my concerns is that Tobago Carnival, any carnival around the world, right? Yeah. The music, the island's music, all right? So how do we, in Tobago, develop music for our carnival to be more prominent on the radio and TV, and when the carnival come on Saturday and Sunday, masqueraders and people jumping up to our type of music?
Well, you see, that really starts not just with us, the artists, because I would say last year, not just myself, but plenty of other artists produce, I would say, quality music. But when you go to the clubs, like the clubs down in the West, I don't want to promote nobody, right now, I mean, because they don't promote us. I would say, you know, you're not getting that love from even the local DJs, because in these clubs, before Carnival, it's local DJs who play there. But they don't play the Tobago music. The radios don't play Tobago music, because the most they would do, if they have a competition, they'll get a little drill for 1 week and then expect it to get popular. But, you know, the support really needs to start from within, because if you check all the islands, St. Vincent, Barbados, Antigua, St. Lucia, all these islands, the radio stations are promoting their artists, because there was a point in time where Trinidad artists they were the artists. You can't have a fete, you can't have anything unless Trinidad artists were there. And these islands, they made a collective effort. Here, we are going to promote our own. So until Tobago decide we are going to promote our own, we would always keep stepping back, because, you know, even things like when they have any events, if you look how many Tobago artists are really represented in events, right? How many, because they mostly depend on bringing the Trinidad artists to attract the crowd, and it's not necessarily that those artists attract the crowd, you know. So they have to come up with a formula, which is at, I would say, even seriously at a governmental level, where they need to come and get local rotation, right,
okay, so,
done as much as possible.
So you kind of preempted my next question, which is going to be, how do we change that? But it's a governmental level. So we're talking more specific to Tobago now.
Yeah,
so
Tobago.
How do we get Tobago music to be up front and center for our Tobago Carnival?
Well, as far as I know, the divisions, they advertise very heavily in plenty of the radio stations, some of the TV stations here in Tobago. And I would tend to think the volume of money that they put into advertising, if they were to now give them a mandate, listen, if we are spending this kind of money with you, between July and October, you need to at least have about 70% rotation in terms of Tobago music. I would think it's a great place to start, because it's a mindset, and the mindset is before the complaint was always the quality not good and this and that, but I dare any DJ, any radio DJ, I dare any announcer to say that the quality of music now is not where it's supposed to be, right? Especially coming out of Babyton Productions. But I mean, outside of our production house, all the other stuff coming out is of a quality. It's really, really good. And I mean, if I have to give a mention, I would say, even if you think about the Harvest Rhythm last year, you know, it was a hard rhythm, but it wasn't played. And there was a song in it that I love. They go say, "Come let me go, come let me go."
I edited a bunch of ads and promos with that same track there.
Yeah, and it's a bad tune, but they never got the recognition. And this is really the problem we are suffering in Tobago as artists. Even our our representatives on the whole, and I would say representative, I'm not saying this from a political perspective, I'm saying representative like the people in the culture division, the people who select artists for things like let's say Blue Food, and they launch a carnival, and so like the festival commission, I think they're very biased towards not selecting Tobago artists. And if I have to say
that's a very strong statement. That's a very strong statement.
Well,
if I say like Bago Jam had Gerald for.
You have to remember still, there are other artists outside there who are also at the top of the tier. And you know, you have to be able to give these artists, because Tobago Carnival, and I don't know if I'm wrong as an artist, and if I am, I would like somebody to correct me. I think Tobago Carnival was done at a separate time to develop Tobago artisan, which is the mass, and also develop Tobago artists, right? So it is for our development, it's for us to really shine, because in Trinidad Carnival we don't get that opportunity. So what is the sense that we are having our own carnival and
we don't benefit?
And we don't benefit. To me, it is like an oxymoron, you know?
All right. So enough of the politicking. Let's talk about what you have on offer for us this year.
Well, this year, the first song that we released is a song called Boat Ride. It's spelled B-O-T-H. And somebody if you really listen to the song, it's a double on, you know, because it's about a boat ride. Captain boy, prepare the ship. Israel woman on this trip, you know, one in front, one behind. So it's about a boat ride. And, you know, so far.
Inspiration for the song?
The inspiration for that song, well, you know, a day I was home and Andre called me, say, boy, I have an idea for a tune. You know. I say, what idea you have, boy? He said, check me up in the studio. And so I gone up in the studio and he said, this thing about a boat ride, you know what I mean? So when I say boat ride, I started to think B-O-A-T. Yeah, and then he said, you know, like two woman kind of thing. So I went back, he said, I'm working on it. Then he sent me the music, then we sat together, you know, we ran through the lyrics, and that's how the song came about, you know. Boat ride, and it has been received very well by the radio so far, you know, because it's getting fair rotation, heading towards, I would say, October.
All right.
And it's the first one out of the stable.
When you released that?
That was released the first week in September.
Okay, cool. And what next you have?
Well, we have a rhythm that's coming out. Right. I think that will be released within the next week. Nice. And then after that, you know, coming close to the time, we have what we call the mashup song, the party song.
Well, you know, it's about 6 weeks until Carnival, you know.
Yeah, well, we know that, and likewise, you know, I don't know, because it's really sort of disheartening to see, because within the last 3 weeks, my song is the only new song on the radio. The only new song that's being played. So, you know, you're wondering what the artists they're doing out there, you know, if they're recording, if they're really planning for Carnival.
Two artists reached out to me, and I'll be hitting them up further episodes. That's Tam Tam and Prenzo. And Prenzo, I have to do some interviews with them. Same format and same setting come together.
You see, like how you here supporting me? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So I know for sure Tobago Updates supporting us, what we're doing. So, and likewise, a DJ in a radio station supposed to now support, because, you know, if they keep playing Boat Ride, they keep playing whatever new songs that come out. If every Tobago artist, you put 5 Tobago artists in a venue, and everybody could attract 50 persons to come, that's 250 people, man. That is a party in Tobago, huh? 250 persons.
That's true.
You know, it is something that has to happen all the way around. That support, because as I said, we do not support each other.
Wow, heavy words, but Tobago, they support one another. So, wrap up the interview right now. And my boy Isaiah here is going to perform his song on the mic behind there. And you have been viewing Tobago Updates, Entertainment Central. Over to Isaiah.
Hey! Isaiah! Baby Tone Productions are going on a boat ride. to wine on the boat ride. Captain boy, prepare the ship. Israel woman on the strip. Pull up the anchor, sit out to sea. Check the radar and tell me it's only gal. The captain could see. One is yours, one is mine. One in front, one behind. Have plenty drinks by my side. Going on the boat ride. Young girl, them they looking sexy in their short top and their mini. Whining on the boat ride. Them girl dress up in their rumba, feeling hot and feeling proper. Whining on the boat ride. Low wine down the middle, make the girl them dibble. It's two girl to one man. It's two girl to one man. Make the girl them clap. They like to do that. And on your knees, tight to the strap. And start to wind back on the boat ride. Girl in front and girl behind. Bet your life they bound to wine on the boat ride. Captain boy prepare the ship. Israel woman on the strip. Them girl watching something sexy, so I pull up me Campari. Campari soda we drinking. We don't want this ship yet sinking. Go wind down the middle. Make the gal them dibble. It's two gal to one man. It's two gal to one man. Make the gal them clap. They like to do that. And on your knees, tight to the strap. And start to wind back. Roll wind down the middle. Roll wind down the middle.
All right, and welcome back. And that was a special production from Will I Am and Isaiah Babyton Productions. I want to thank you so much for being on this morning with us. And and that's how we're going to wrap this show this morning. You know, it was a pleasure being with you as usual. And I hope you have a safe and wonderful day. And we'll see you again tomorrow.